Now these are some solar panels. Today's episode is all about getting these solar panels, designing a structure to hold them, making the power work so that our boat can go fully solar. Hey everybody, and welcome aboard. We are Pat, Alexa, and this fluffy nugget is Gilligan the fat boat cat. We live aboard our 57-foot Nordhavn Noeta, currently floating near Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. This past couple of weeks, we've been making our boat a little bit more energy efficient. We're finally adding solar to this boat. Check out today's episode as we do all the work to prep for solar. Hey guys, in case you haven't heard about the hype feature on YouTube, let me show it to you. It's gonna show up on any small channel video that's been posted in the last 7 days and only on mobile devices, so iPads and phones. But where it sits is just right here. It sits right here by the likes, so just underneath the title, it says hype, and when you hit that hype button, it says, yeah, we want to give that small creator 2,000 points, sure. And then it gives us a little boost. So again, you get 3 of them a week, so feel free to give them all to Noeta or share the love, totally fine with that. But we'd love to get a little help. What this does is this puts our video out there in front of people who might like to see it and helps us compete with the big boating channels. Anyway, back to your video.
What are you doing?
Oh, yeah. I'm waiting for solar panels. We ordered 2 705 watt solar panels here in Banderas Bay, and they're delivering them for free, which is even better. Crazy thing, both panels combined, we're like $350, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Because we don't have tariffs.
Yeah, they're huge. They're like, I think 7 feet long, so then we have to decide how to get them down to the boat. But waiting for panels. Okay, panels are here. They're huge. And these guys are carrying them for us, so definitely tipping these guys because it's kind of a long walk to the boat. They're enormous. Feeling super bad. It's 90 degrees. Look how big that thing is. Oh my God. Yeah, tipping and sending them with Coca-Colas.
Okay, all right, so the 2 gentlemen were very kind and they brought the panels on for us. As you can see, they're huge. Each one is 705 watts. So yeah, we're gonna have a good bit of solar on this boat when we're done. Next up, Arturo, the welder metal guy, is gonna come out, look at our bimini, and get that built up, and then we'll mount these, and then I'll start doing the wiring and this the Victron solar controller, the MPPT, and away we go.
Okay. So this morning job, while Pat's off working, to get this bimini off. It's got a lot of mold and things on it that need cleaning. And then all of these zippers, there's 6 of them, have broken. There's no zipper on it. So we're going to take it over to our friend Yvette, who does canvas work, to put on new zippers. But first job is to just cut this white line. We've already bought the line to replace it. I've taken video, so hopefully we can put it back on the same way or better than it is right now. And then along this back side, it's just on with hardware, so I'm going to cut it, and then I think I can climb up here to reach the hardware. So that is the plan. Let's see how it goes. This first cut makes me nervous. I don't know why. I gotta cut it. So there's 3 lines, 1, 2, 3. I take the front one off first. Easier to take off than it's going to be to put back on. Yeah, pretty darn close. One more on that side. So it is not connected by any strings from here forward. Going to kind of roll it forward, maybe, and then undo the hardware at the back. Good luck. even a pole on them. Their pole is gone a long time ago. Alright, trickier little portion. So I gotta get up there for the hardware. Might need a ladder actually. We'll see. I have one string on that side that I couldn't reach. Okay, I'm gonna try one more time to reach the string. I don't want to get the ladder out if I don't have to. One stupid string stuck up here. Doesn't watch out at all, does it? I promise God I'm being very careful. Staying on the inside of the boat. Right. All right, hard part's done. Right now we don't look like we're gonna have rain, so in a little bit though, I'm gonna cover some of the more sensitive parts of the tarp, just out of caution. Wow. All right, off to go wash. All right, so for today's canvas cleaning, we've bought fancy canvas soaps in the past, but as we watch a lot of locals do, and the internet says, just dish soap, and for stubborn mold kind of things, a little tablespoon or two of vinegar or bleach when you use vinegar. So that's what I'm going to use today. We'll see how it goes. Fortunately, there are not very many people at the marina right now, so I can overtake this corner of the dock, I think, without disturbing anybody. About 76 degrees right now and 80% humidity, and trying to get this done early. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's only going to get worse. Okay, that was outstanding. Armando, they do a bunch of work on our boat. And they clean under the boat and they do odd jobs. And they're also who I teach English class to. But he's like, oh God, I hardly recognize you, out here working. And he goes, you should probably put it over here in the shade. As soon as he said it, I'm like, oh my God, clearly I'm not Mexican yet. That's, everyone knows you start working in the shade as soon as you can, and then you shift with the shade here. So as soon as I flip this over, I'm going to move to the shade that my own boat is providing this dock. Fortunately, I'm almost done with this side, but yeah. Okay, rookie mistake. Okay, I did the underside, did the top side. I think I'm going to flip it one more time and do the underside one more time. That's where there were some rust stains from zippers and hardware. And that's the side we'll see, honestly. The other side will be looking at solar panels. So I'm going to flip it one more time, give it one more good scrub, and then leave it out to dry. See if it can dry in this humid air. All right, so now that this bimini is down, we've discovered that up here we are missing 3 bolts. So this side is only being held on with 1. It shows that there's 1 screw here, but when you look here, the screw on this side is broken, and then all 4 nuts are there, and underneath here they all have little screws sticking out, so broken ones. And then this, well, I don't want to do it, but you can lift this and straight off of there. So I think once we get all these off, hopefully the broken screw bits will come with it. But okay, canvas is off. It doesn't mean that we won't get any giant storms. So I went and got my scuba dive weights, and I'm putting this tarp over to see if we can keep some of the rain off of up here. Obviously it's all waterproof, but the way we get torrential downpours and the way we know our sliding doors likes a little protection up here, I'm gonna just cover this whole thing and hopefully keep some of the rain off. It's only gonna be for about a week. Today's Friday, and I think next Friday is when we are putting this all back together. So yeah, let's cover this up. All right, got lots of hardware options. I'm hoping I got the right sizes, but at our favorite Mexico Marine. The nice part about small town little chandleries and places that we've worked for a while is that I needed these 8 screws. I didn't know exactly what size because I can't take them off. And so she gave me the 8 screws and the nuts and the washers, and then she said, well, we'll just leave it open, and if they're wrong size, you come back and we'll trade them. Don't pay us today. Pay us next time you come in. It's just easier than trying to do an exchange. So I just walked out with all the screws and nuts. I haven't paid them anything, but they trust that I'll be back again, either for something else or to exchange them soon. So I'll test them at home and make sure we get them paid. Anyway, love this little town. I love driving up to Yvette's house in the summertime. Driving up to Yvette's house in the summertime is beautiful because it's been raining all season and it's green and the flowers are bright and the butterflies are out. So I don't like it right after a big rain because the road is not passable, but it's been a few days since a giant rain, so now I just get the beautiful tour. So here's my drive. I love you, Jungle. Hi, sweetie. Hi. How have you been?
I've been good.
Sorry,
Yeah.
go that first.
So,
Here, I can carry
is
this
it
for you.
self-evident?
It is. It's 6 zippers that are clearly broken. I washed it yesterday
Perfect,
3
good.
times.
Great.
Hi, love. Aren't I know we love you? We're going to do the holes after. We're going to
Once it's put in.
once it's put in, and then there'll be perfect spots, and we'll use the soldering gun and burn the ends. And
I think that's better because that's how I do the holes for when I have handrails and dodgers.
yeah,
That works really good.
good.
So,
Okay, glad to hear that. So this I can't get this stuff off.
Yeah.
It's just old, but 6 zippers
Uh-huh.
on the inside that are like this, and none of them have holes.
okay.
They've all come apart. I mean, the zippers are kind of okay still, but none of the holes. I mean, don't you think?
Hector!
Hola, ¿cómo está, Héctor?
Hola Alexa,
Bueno, vete.
buenos días.
Buen día.
Sí, mira,
Is it just-
cepillito o algo así.
Is that just salt?
I think so, but we're just gonna see if we can pass this.
Yeah. I mean, if we can do it an easy way, then.
Yeah.
So if we can do that, then.
Yeah, I think you can. And the thing is to clean them up, to oil them.
Yeah.
Right now, let's say if I don't have anything but like WD-40
We have that.
or petroleum
Oh, like Vaseline.
Vaseline.
Yeah. Okay.
You can put it and then you can just because ¿sí crees que
Because the
funciona?
zippers are good, yeah?
A ver, vamos a poner un poquito de vaselina.
But the ends. ¿Es sal, crees?
Exacto.
Ah.
Salite.
Sí.
Salt.
Eh,
But it can be probably washed with.
Yeah. En todos, porque en este.
No, es así.
Sí, todos están aquí al fin. Tiene 6.
You spread it,
Yeah.
it's like a lubricant,
Yeah.
and it will go. I need to go through the expense of removing them.
Well, yeah. No, even better.
Yeah, because they look in good shape.
Okay, good. That's like.
Yeah, I will do water and little vinegar and
Okay.
really wash them with like a hard bristle.
Like a brush.
Yeah,
Or a
hard bristle.
toothbrush or
Yeah.
something.
Yes.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, and then you just work them.
Okay.
They're in good shape.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then maybe I just buy some zippers off of you, or these
No,
off of you.
this.
Yeah.
You only this. You need 6?
I need 6, yeah.
Okay, so 1 is in there,
One is, so 5 more.
5 more. And these are good.
Yeah.
They will
No,
last.
they're very good.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Okay, well, that was really good news. So she looks at the zippers and she's like, well, these zippers are really in good condition. It's just all the little zipper, the part that moves. I'm sure it has a real name. That part had fallen off of all 6 zippers. And she, of course, had those, and we tested it, and she said, okay, here's what you're going to do. And she showed me I'm going to clean with vinegar and water the ends. So the ends are all white and saturated with salt. It's where the zipper heads sat for 20-something years. And then water collected in them and just made those areas real crusty and salty. She said vinegar and water and a toothbrush will get that off. And then she gave me the black zipper heads and showed me how to put those on with Vaseline, petroleum jelly, zipper it back and forth a few times, and they're good as new. So it's what I really love about Mexico, Latin America is they're very thrifty. They don't throw away anything that has any possible use still. And while she could have taken my money and done a zipper project that I would have paid her for happily, she's like, no, these are great. Let's make them work. So, of course, now I have some work cut out for me. So I'm going to go get some vinegar and, big hole right there. Some things and clean it. And I'm going to make these zippers work, which is great because once canvas is done, then we can put on the hardware and the solar panels, which I think is just in a few days. So it's coming together. Anyway, Love Yvette, Stitch and Time Canvas is her business. If you're ever in the Puerto Vallarta area, she's absolutely who you want to use. You want to get on her calendar early because she's very busy because she's so great at what she does. $15 is what she charged me today for the 6 zipper heads and the little, some little stoppers at the ends and a little drive to La Cruz. So I will say this is a successful day. And now I'm heading back to the boat. Okay, so taking the canvas, I've got the vinegar and the water, I've got a scrub brush, I have the extra zipper heads and the Vaseline. So she said, go to these ends where it's all white and built up and just start scrubbing. So let's see how long that takes. This is what I'll be doing for a while. Here, I'll show you. It doesn't look like it's gonna need elbow grease. Let me show you. So the one I'm working on right now, just with, it's already better, but it's still got more salt that needs to come off. Like if we take a look at one that I haven't touched yet. Yeah, so that's just all that salt at the end. So, all right, time to scrub. All right, so I went through once, scrubbed them all really good, but then just let them soak because it didn't all come off. So now going through round 2, they're getting better. We'll get them good. So now for round 2. Okay, so second time's done. There are still some serious salt cakes on here that just kind of stuck in the edges. So I went and got myself a razor blade. I will be careful. This seems to be flaking off the big chunks of salt that the water and the scrubber is not getting. So it's getting better, but I'm not done. And I want them to look like new zippers. So I'm gonna do it right. Anyway, so a little more cleaning. I feel like a dentist trying to get plaque off of somebody's teeth with years and years of plaque on it. All right, so my hands are pruny with vinegar water and blue from the canvas. I did all 6 of them as best I could. If Pat comes home and says I missed a spot, well, we could tell him where the brush goes. He won't, he knows better, I think. But next step then is, gotta get the Vaseline. Oh, apparently it's melted. Oh, hot climates. She said to just put it up and down the zipper. She gave me all the zipper parts. So next step is get the zipper lubed up. So that's the next task. Ew. Slimy fingers. Actually, Yvette was using a little cotton thing. Maybe I'll switch to that because this is pretty goopy. And she said once it's on, go ahead and take the petroleum jelly along the zipper here and then open and close it a bunch of times. It's going to kind of work itself in. So my fingers are slippery. So seriously, I should not be doing this with my fingers because now I'm just making the zipper all sticky. So I'm going to come back with something, cotton or something to put this petroleum on and then wash my hands, get the blue canvas off my hands, and do this 6 more times. This top part is still a little sticky. It tells me there's still some salt in the teeth here, so all right, I'm gonna check that. Oh yeah, that's working now, huh? Oh. All right, that times 6, well, 5, because I already got one done, is what I'm gonna do now after I wash my hands. I'm done, I hope. Anyway, all the zippers are on, all the clasps are on, it's clean. So next thing we have to do with this is put it up on the bimini, burn some holes in the top so that we can get the hardware through for the solar panels. But this part is done. I am sick and tired of blue canvas. There's blue canvas on my deck. I'm gonna have to now wash the boat. Another project checked off. Gilligan says it's too hot out here. I don't know if you saw him come out, but hey, you wanna go back in? Kitty. He's like, please let me in. It's really hot. All right, we're done. All right, so Pat lands late this afternoon and we need to flip the boat around so that we can use the hoist tomorrow morning with our welder, bring up the frame, bring up the solar panels. So we're just gonna flip the boat. But we also wanna have this workspace, so we need to drop the dinghy. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the dinghy. Right now, it's first time I'm doing it by myself on this boat, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna drop it, get it out of the way so that when Pat gets home, all we have to do is flip the boat. Wish me luck. up the boat, going through our checklist. If you haven't seen our checklist, watch that video, because we have to flip the boat. Like I said earlier, we need to be able to use the hoist on the dock side, and the hoist sits over on the port side of the boat. So we're gonna just take her out, do a little dance, and come back in.
Do a little dance. So the screw head was stuck inside the fitting here, down below. It was like corroded in there, and I used a little percussion maintenance. So I got the big screwdriver and I just hit it with a hammer a few times and it popped out. So now I'm gonna try to thread the screws up from the bottom. The whole thing is shifted a little bit so the holes don't line up, which is probably why the bolts snapped to begin with. So.
All right.
Always fun.
Let's put it back together. Very exciting. So we are walking up to go meet Arturo, who's this amazing welder who's been building the frame for our solar, and we're really excited to see it all come together. So today's the day we're delivering it, putting on the plates, and then hopefully it goes smoothly from there.
Hopefully.
Any concerns?
Always. Well, I mean, it's a big project, and yeah, this is a big project.
It is a big
project.
project.
It'll come together. It's just, we'll have to see what problems present themselves.
Yeah. So with Arturo, we've been saying we're going to take it poco a poco, little by little, so baby steps. So today is kind of, well, now that the canvas is done, today is kind of the
get it here and
put it all together.
Yeah.
Arturo built this roller for us so we could put the solar panels on it.
Okay. Listo?
Mm-hmm.
Listo.
Now?
Now we just
Tip it to the wheel.
Yes, please. 1, 2, 3. Tres. Ahí está.
Beautiful. That is so
Okay, ready?
smart.
Camina por allá. Camina por atrás. Vuelve a caminar por adelante. Sí funciona.
Oh, it works. Hey.
Yo estoy conmigo. Ok. Un momento, vamos. Go. Vamos.
You're doing great.
Un momento.
Ajá.
Vamos. Sácalo de ahí.
Okay.
Ok.
Va a pasar por aquí. Espero que aquí mismo.
Ok.
Sí. Entonces, si quieren subir.
Listo. Quítense. Nobody
That's what I meant.
nobody behind to the panel, okay?
Nobody under the panel.
Okay.
Okay.
Start to rotate.
Sí. Sí. Ven para acá, este la fue.
Nice
Cuidado,
and easy,
cuidado,
nice
cuidado.
and easy, nice and easy. Hasta la cuerda es el viento. No existe. Dale, guacha. ¿Listo? Nice, nice. Yeah. Beautiful. Nice. Okay. Down. Now, watch out with your left. This is
marking it, 'cause that's where we're gonna put it.
Hold on.
All right, we're all set up to weld up there. Got 4 corners, all tied. That's where he's gonna weld. Back on. We want to check all of these fittings, make sure they're in good condition, make sure they're not missing any screws before we put everything back together.
Hi. So a bunch of these screws are loose and this one doesn't have, one's missing, and I just found out that the head's snapped off, so.
So
Yeah.
before we can put the canvas on, because this is the hardware that holds the canvas, right?
Yeah, I gotta either, yeah. Do we want, I mean, gonna drill it out, which is gonna be a major pain in the ass. Fuck.
So what are you doing to fix this one?
I just, we're gonna rotate this little clasp back. You know, probably, I don't know, 3 millimeters, just off where the old screw broke off. And then I just drilled a new hole. So you see, it shouldn't affect the canvas too much. I mean, this was, these two, I know these 2 over here weren't even holding it on. God damn.
How were they? Do most of them need tightening?
Yeah, almost every one of them. This whole thing is wiggling.
Alright, just got some little string bits. We're gonna do a temporary tie down of this so that we can figure out where to burn some holes up above there for the solar panels. So, tying it down. So this is not how it will be tied down.
I kind of like it.
Is this how we should keep it then?
I like it.
Yeah.
Bunch of loose ends.
This is temporary
Sums up the boat.
because we need to do some holes in that canvas to be able to attach everything. Hey Pat, what you got there?
Soldering iron. Very nervous about this part.
Just a little apprehensive to be putting holes.
I'm gonna burn holes through the, where you welded the connectors on. We're gonna bolt through. So we stretched the canvas and now, gulp, I'm gonna burn holes through it so we can feed the bolts through and attach the frame.
It's gonna be fine.
Door frame. It's gonna be fine. What could go wrong?
6 holes.
6 tiny little holes. Another very useful tool. Just a little step stool. Be surprised how many times I use this thing for projects like this. Oh yeah. Okay.
Look at that. Light.
Of course, it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
Now, when we fold it back, we can maybe reburn the edges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. Just write down your step and let's cut. Somebody did that. You cut this? Okay. Okay.
Okay, getting the frame up here. Getting it lined up is tricky since we can't go from underneath. So that's what we're doing now.
¿Lo tiene? Okay. Muy bien.
Good job, team.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be up all night.
Okay. And I'll pass it to you. Okie dokie. Vamos. ¿Listo?
Tengan cuidado. Patrick,
¿Está bien?
estamos ahorita bien, gracias. Sí, seguro, igual y si necesitamos ahí le pegamos
Ok.
un grito, gracias. Tomen su tiempo. Take your time. Espérate.
Okay.
Ahí está. Pásale.
Yeah.
Cántalo.
Okay. Okay, vamos a... ¿Ya?
Muy bien, lo vamos a mover así.
Ajá.
Tú, Ali.
Okay, this is Arturo Ruiz, see?
Yes.
And he is the very best, just made all of that. So he's your man if you come to Puerto Vallarta and need a welder. You weld stainless,
And
¿qué más?
special welding.
And special welding, like
Special.
aluminum too, or
Aluminum too, but it's more stainless steel.
stainless steel.
Yes.
And he's an artist, and he is very clear and speaks wonderful English.
Great
And-
communicator,
Yeah, all the things.
on time.
So, Arturo's your man.
Thank you very much. I will be appreciate this, and let me know if I can do something for you.
We got his number for you.
Yes.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right, you guys, look at that. So exciting. Panels are on, hardware's on. We have not yet done the lacing here. That's the last thing we'll need to do. Well, besides wiring these bad boys. So, looks pretty great. Awesome.
All right, so solar. You're gonna find this shocking, but we're putting solar on the boat. I was hoping Alexa would do all this while I was gone, but she's not gonna do that. So we have most of the parts. There's a few little bits and pieces that are coming in. We're gonna run 2 controllers for 2 panels, and then we'll tie them in once we start going to the battery. But this is some of the stuff. This is one of the controllers. These are clamshells we're going to install on top of the radar arch. So these cables from each panel will pass through here, the top of the arch, and then we're going to run cable down one of the stack side back into this corner where all the battery and the inverters and everything are. And these are, Ron calls them, I forget what they're called. Anyway, they take from this to the servo. So the servo is kind of the brains of the bunch, and it talks to everything, and then it allows us to see everything online. So loose plan, solar. I'm going to run cables from the top of the bimini through the radar arch, down through the exhaust stack, down into the engine room, back into the corner where everything's going to tie into the batteries, and we're going to have charging. So like and subscribe. There's going to be more.